We're dropping knowledge on Grambo grows, talking about plants and how they go. Let's go. From seeds to the cure, we always smoke pure. Nothing but good vibes up in here. We blaze the ganja, keep it fire. Grambo grows, burning desire. Learn about cultivation, step by step. You can rock out the negativity. Cannabis vibes up in here. Grambo grows, rhymes up in here.
Welcome, everybody, to the late night smoke. And you know what we say, nothing but good vibes up in here. Grambo grows. Yeah, this was a rough one. I've had a rough week. It's been a bastard of a week, soul crushing, even, as how I would describe it. But through the love of the Gramborg and all of the GramFam out there, literally, I woke up today and I was like, I am canceling. There's no way I'm going to be able to do the show tonight. And then around 6 p.m., I was like, oh, I'm definitely canceling. There is no way I'm doing the show tonight. And I got home, sat down, took a dab, and said, you know what? We're doing it tonight. So because I wasn't feeling it, I was going to cancel. I didn't bother getting a guest. I was like, there's no way that I'm going to have the heart to pull myself together and get it going. But like I said, through the love of you guys, seriously, thank you. Super shout out to LJ Jones out there supporting. He's Gramborg #1. He's literally gift subted half of the goddamn members. So thank you guys so much. I put up, if you want to join, a lot of people say that it's tough to find the join link right here in chat. Where are we at? Right up there in chat. I pinned the link. So if you're in chat, you want to join, that's the button to come on, become a Gramborg. And yeah, shout out to a bunch of you. LJ Jones, shout out to Can Alicia. Oh, happy birthday, LJ Jones. He's 69, bro. Bam. Love that shit. 69. Fucking, the man feels, what the hell? Rob, thank you so much, buddy. CLTV, Cannabis Lifestyle TV. I got to hang out with pigeons. I did a show with Grow It. I need you on here. We got to mix. We got to cross swords. CLTV. So we got to DM each other. I got to get you on here, and I'm gonna bring it on. Yo, Tyler, welcome, guys. Seriously, I'm not being facetious. I got a smile right now. I was not feeling good. I've had my balls kicked in this weekend. It's my own fault. Be a man, accept what's going on. No one did nothing to me. I did everything to myself, just like we all do. Stop hitting yourself in the dick with a hammer. That's what I say. So shout out and special shout out to Can Alicia. She's also had a hard week. I was gonna have her come hang out and join me, and Chunky Nugs is gonna be hanging out. So guys, this show does not have a guest. Chunky Nugs is co-hosting. He's not technically a guest. He's going to co-host with me. And what we're going to do is put your grow questions, or any of your questions, any of your Grambo questions that you ever want to ask, put them in chat now. Yo, shout out. Cody Whittaker he is slowly becoming, or quickly becoming, Gramborg #2. It'll be hard to outdo LJ Jones, but he's the Alex Ovechkin of the Gramborg. Cody Whittaker, you are becoming the Sidney Crosby. I don't know if you guys get hockey references, but shout out to Alex Ovechkin. Dude, I feel old as shit because I remember Alex Ovechkin's first game. I was a hardcore hockey kid. And I remember, you're hearing about all the kids in the minors, all these, and there's this Alexander Shake It Off. I remember literally me and my buddy called him Alexander Shake It Off. We didn't know. This is before he played in the league, and Sidney Crosby. And the fact that Alex Ovechkin is the leading goal scorer in the history of the NHL, he's got that big gray beard. I go, holy shit, the years have passed. Patrick Waugh is the devil. So says a Martin Brodeur fan. I was a hardcore Devils fan my whole life. I actually was so hardcore Devils, I almost didn't move to Denver. And you know why? Because fuck Patrick Waugh. That's why. But Patrick Waugh has his Stanley Cup rings in his ears, and he can't hear me. He don't care. So, guys, put your growing questions, your Grambo questions, anything you ever wanted to know from me about growing or just me and personal, and we'll answer those questions. Chunky Nugs, he's back there somewhere. We're gonna bring him on real quick and say hi. And so, Yeah, we got you, Clone Nation. That you were right there in there. And so Chonky, what up, man? Did we lose audio on you? This is if there's a day that there's going to be technological difficulties, it's going to be today. What do you think? I got you back. We tested before the show, and I heard you perfect. Let me make sure it's not me. Are you guys hearing Chonky in the in chat, or is it just on my end? Let us know. So we're gonna get that squared away. He's gonna play with those audio settings, and yeah. No, so John Lindsay said he can't hear you. How funny is that? Me and Chunky talked for 10 minutes before the show started, hammered out. I was like, oh, it's for I never do any prep before the show. And I was like, okay, we have okay. Anything now, Nugs? Is your tab muted? Oh, it's always something. Shout out to Mailman. Welcome to the thing. All right. Well, I won't cast you back. You just you play around. Let me know if you figure it out, and we will be and Silent Bob. How dare you? I'm the Silent Bob of this world. Although I'm feeling more like Jay. It's a sign language show as Cannabis. What a great name Cannabis is. He's gonna figure that out. Can't Alicia says exit and come back in. Are we all frozen? What's going on? Let me know. Let us know right now. Is everything good? Can you hear me? As long as you can hear me, I'm gonna keep going. So, guys, like I said, this has been an amazing time with you guys. I'm gonna start taking this channel more seriously. I got my YouTube tax information all squared away. All of the money from the Gramborg is going to, as Scotty says, Grambo needs Grambo, and Grambo's got some help finally. So shout out to Canorado Chris from the Seed to Harvest podcast and his wife Mo. She was looking to help out with doing some assistant type stuff, and we hung out at the International Church of Cannabis comedy show a couple weeks ago, and it just seemed like like peanut butter and jelly, man. You got your peanut butter in my chocolate. You got my chocolate and your peanut butter. And I was like, dude, we should do something. So she's gonna help out. She's gonna be helping out with all of my future business sort of stuff. And so the first ever money that is gonna get paid to Mo grow stuff. She finished 7th in the DGC Cup a couple years ago. And just know the first time she ever gets paid by me, it's going to be directly funded by the Gramborg. Thank you guys so much. Seriously, I see you guys. Shout out Robert. I see you there. I see Green Meds. Who else do I see? We got Chris, newer member. Who do we got here? We got Hot Plains Bud, my man. We got the Dapper Dabber. I love the Dapper Dabber. What a great name. It is a great one. Let's see here. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll up. Man, you guys post a lot. Thank you guys for all the comments. That is huge. Thanks you so much. We're going to start off here with Clone Nation. He says, is it possible to go from transplanting DWC to soil without the roots? Now, here's the thing. It's a grower's touch. We had Chip Baker on the Saturday show. Dude grows not yesterday, but last week. And Chip Baker, yeah, man, he said some controversial stuff. But do you know what he said that wasn't controversial? He said it's the grower. He goes, it's the grower, man. So like if you're in there with chopsticks and tongs and whatever, no, don't use tongs. But if you're going super, super gentle, I mean, it's going to be mad. There's no way that you could go from DWC into any sort of medium, soil or cocoa or anything in between. It's going to get mad. You're gonna want to. I would recommend definitely. You're gonna want some fulvic acid in there as you transplant. You're gonna want to get some microbes in there as you transplant, because there's just no absolute way that you're gonna be able to get them to not be really upset when you go in there. But for sure, I mean, these plants are resilient. It's a weed. It's literally a weed, man. So if you get it in there, you're gonna want to give it some TLC. As it grows, you might, you're going to notice some kind of twisty growth and that sort of stuff. It's going to be, it's not going to be one of those things that's like you're going to put it in there and it's going to spry and just going to be praying the next day. So you're probably going to want to trim it back a little bit as it goes. It's going to throw up some twisty twisty new leaves and all sorts of different kind of crazy crap. So yeah, definitely do it. I would be curious why on earth would you go from deep water culture into soil? That seems like you're a goddamn gambling man, and I love it. I love it. So basically, I would love to hear your results. Let me know how it goes. You said you did do it and they weren't looking happy, but they will bounce back. Throw some fulvic acid in there. We love the new millennium boys around here. So get some Ruby fulvic over on jugdealers.shop. 420 sale coming over on jugdealers.shop. All the new millennium stuff. We're meeting on Tuesday about getting a 420 sale. So the minute that I know the discount code for the 420 sale, I'm going to get it to the GramFam. The GramFam gets the Jug Dealers discounts before the Jug Dealers guys do, because they don't come out till Tuesday and I come out on Sunday. So I'm able to scoop them every week. So let us know, Nation. I'd be interesting to know more about what is going on over there. And yeah, there is no way to greatness. Greatness is the way. If you're a great grower, my friend, I have faith that you'll be able to do it. Let's see what's going on with Chunky Nugs. Let's see. How you doing, Chunky?
Can you hear me now?
We got you. I can hear you.
Nice. Cheers, all.
How you doing?
I think I lost you this time.
Oh man. Well,
there we go. No. We're good. We're good.
Okay. All right. I got you.
I'm doing well, man. I was hanging out down in the garden. I had some Tropicana pie dough down there with me, and I got a text from you. And then, you know what Letterkenny Wayne says: if a friend asks for help, you help them. So here I am. I'm happy to be here and helping out, bro.
My man, I couldn't appreciate it more. As I said, I literally was like thinking about canceling, and then Chunky Nug stepped up. And shout out Canalicia. We were gonna have a you can't say a three-way when it's with a girl. What is a three-person conversation? There's a three-way call back in my day. Remember?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you on three-way.
Yeah. That's a three-way.
But if I say we're gonna bring in Canalicia into a three-way, none of us are gonna ever hear the end of it, are we?
I don't know. She may blush a little bit, but I don't know. She might have said yes. I don't know.
I mean, my beard is killing it today, so
I know.
She'd be a fool not to.
I don't have a Sicko Grows in Vermont here, so this is my doing.
Well, Sicko Grows is going to be at the DGC Cup trimming beards. So if you ever want to get this Grambo look, literally I have pictures of me before Sicko, and I was a handsome devil, don't get me wrong, but holy crap, he changed my whole life. And I moved, so he would come over to my house and cut my goddamn beard. There's never been a more baller feeling in the world than sitting in your own kitchen with your personal barber smoking joints together. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I do like going to get myself a nice hot shave. About every 6 weeks or so, I'm at the barber.
Yeah, you got a thick one, son. You're up in there. If you take a day off, you look like a bear. You look like Serbian bear coming to destroy universe.
Vermont Bears.
The Vermont Bears. Yes, it was so cool. Chonky, he's around everywhere. If you guys don't know Chonky Nugs, he is literally everywhere. If there is a popular content cannabis creator, you're going to see him in the chat, on the show, moderating the Discord. He's everywhere hanging out. You're testing for Chad Westport, I heard, eh?
Yes, sir. We got some I'm not sure if the name is Mr. Cool Ice or Mrs. Cool Ice. I've heard both. So it's kind of a mentholy, grapey, Chad Westporty type plant. It is absolutely amazing.
It's going to grape you in the mouth. That's straight with Chad Westport. Right on the package, it says it's going to grape you in the mouth.
You need to show. I'm going to take that clip right there and send it to him. He'll put it on the package.
And shout out to that's from Whitest Kids, the grapist. Love it. So what do we got, Chonky? We put out the call for anyone that's just coming in. We got 200 strong in chat right now. Tonight is funded by you guys. I am answering your questions. We have no official guest today. Chonky is co-hosting with me the first time I've ever done it. So this is an honor to have you as my first ever co-host, Chonky Nugs.
The pleasure is absolutely mine. Thank you so much for thinking of me and having me in. But I do have a question up here from Snippa. It's not really a question, but maybe some insight on your challenges or highlights from your first grow tent or area.
Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good one. So I went from like a plant babysitter, like I would literally like take care of my best friend's brother's plants. He's the one that got me growing back in the day. And I always say I killed more plants than I actually grew. And I got the chance to move to Colorado. We were going to no, my brother Tosh. It's been 10 years. That's past like the what do they call it? The the laws of the liability laws, whatever it is. I have no brain power tonight, by the way. I need a dab stat. And so I went from just being a plant kind of uncle that would help out growing. And that's actually how I found the Dude Grow Show. 2014, I knew I was going to get to come to Colorado and be the front family for a giant 18 light grow. And so I needed to go from not really knowing anything about growing to essentially becoming a master grower in 16 months. And that Robert Rittenhouse it's been 10 years, goddamn it. My brother Tosh, allegedly. This is for entertainment purposes only, homie. But we had a 16 light, and was it 16 or 18? I think it was 16. We were running a flip box setup. So we had 8 ballasts running 16 lights. They would flip for noon to midnight would be room A, midnight to noon would be room B. And that's when I discovered the Dude Grow Show. I started listening to the Adam Dunn Show, the Dude Grow Show, and John Doe Radio with Tim and Bike. And I've like living my dreams. I've co-hosted both. I got my start. I met Turpicana Kyle over there at the John Doe Radio with Bike and Tim, and Telly and Kyle came in. And we kind of hit it off and then lost track. Kyle's putting in the work. I'm putting in the work. 10 years later, we reconnected the DGC Cup. It's like, oh, you're still here. Yo, you're still here. People fall off. So, yeah, I started listening to them. I started listening to Dude Grows Show on episode 13. After JR Token, after J Maestro, after Doc J, I think I'm DGC number 4. I think I'm the 4th person to ever be hardcore DGC. And the fact that now I'm the 3rd guy, it's unbelievable. And so, yes, holy crap. We were running Botanicare nutrients, 16 lights. We had a bunch of numbskulls. Like I knew what I was actually talking about because I was learning from podcasts. Don't ever trust someone that says you can't learn from the internet because goddamn well you can. And so my old friends are running their good old boy technique. And man, we never hit our numbers. We could never even clear one pound of light. It was pathetic. It was so brutal. And then as we're wrapping up, my friend's friend comes over and he's like, oh, bro, this poly is, I wasn't even there. They had keys, and they would just come over because I couldn't run both rooms. I ran room B. That was midnight to noon. So they would come in, they would run room A. And so they had keys. They let himself in. And my friend's friend, who had no help setting up the grow room, was like, man, this poly is like all like coming down. And he takes a staple gun and just staples the poly. Well, this numbnut stapled right through HPS wires that were running to running lights. Somehow it didn't arc all by itself. And I was down there like 2 nights later. My head bumped one of the HPS lines, bonk, and it starts going and just like, oh, fireworks, oh God, oh no. So I run out to the panels, I kill the breaker, and all the lights turn off, but it didn't go dark. There was still light from a giant fire. We had Panda Poly all over, so the wires were behind Panda Poly, and everything started catching on fire. And I had no fire equipment. Why would we have fire equipment? Get yourself a fire blanket and at least a fire extinguisher. That's some of my grow tips. We did a show back in the day with talking about grow tips, and fire extinguisher is a big one for your grow. And so I go up and just start like patting it out with my bare damn hands. And I got the fire out and I tracked down what happened. I found the staple. I was so mad. Our lease was up like the next month. And the plan was we were going to do another year of that. And I said, you guys eat shit. Like, I didn't say that because still one of the dudes is like one of my best friends in the world. He's an awesome guy. And so I didn't say eat shit, but I was like, bro, like, A, we're not making any money. Your guys's method of growing is just ridiculous. and we made almost no freaking money, and almost burned down the house. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. And then every grow after that was just pure joy. I built myself a 6-lighter in my house. It was all we went from HPS to CMH. This was before LED had really like hit the scene the way that it is now. So I got me dual bulb 315. So they were 630s in one hood. It was a dual bulb CMH. Oh man, my first ever grow was the Crescendo from Ethos Genetics. Shout out to Colin over there. And yeah, man, my first ever grow experience. What a BF butt fuck that thing was. We made all the mistakes. We made none of the money, but I lived for free for 2 years, and it got me to Colorado, baby. So I have nothing but respect for those guys. So yeah, shout out to I don't know who was that, Chunky. Who asked that question?
That was Snipper. And I'm leaning like I have a microphone in front of me, but I do not. Thank you, Tropicana Kyle, for fucking me up before the show.
Yes, Kyle has a habit of messing people up pretty bad. Shout out to Kyle. He's we got a lot of big stuff coming on. He's my boy. I'm smoking on our buddy, the Diamond Mine. It's time for me. We got 2 questions down. I got some of my Diamond Mine Lemon G going. God damn, it's fucking fire. So just because I'm not smoking the Tropicana currently, I got so much Tropicana, like it's becoming one of those things where I smoke it at the bakery, I smoke it at the jug den, I smoke it at home. I might smoke more Tropicana hash than I guarantee I smoke more Tropicana hash than Tropicana does. He's got more hash than he knows what to do with. So
yeah, he's a solid dude. He takes care of everybody. What are you smoking at? Is that a Dr. Dabber? Nice.
Yep, the Dr. Dabber Evo Boost. It is nothing against Puffco. I had bad experience with the Puffco Gen 1. I hear great things about the Puffco Gen 2. It is the bee's knees, apparently. But my thing is right here, this element. You pop out this element, it fits in like a cigarette lighter. And it just pops in, it's magnetic. And you know, with the different nothing against Puffco, but all of the major brands, they'll have these kind of like funky heating elements that are all just kind of crackerjack together in a weird way, and they burn out. And I always think of it like printer inkjet cartridges. Like they don't make a lot of money on the printer, but they make their money on the cartridges. And I always think, is that why they're designed like that? Because the heating elements constantly go out. I've dabbed this thing 10 times a day, every day for 2 years. Same element, just as good as it ever was. Cleans like a whistle. Shout out to Dr. Dabber. If anyone knows how to get in touch with them, tell them to sponsor me. Because I don't want any sponsors I don't believe in.
I was going to say, that just sounded like a Dr. Dabber commercial. For Dr. Dabber, use code GRAMBO. Well, hopefully soon at least.
That would be sweet, right?
Nice. Yeah, that's my one complaint with my Carta is that actually the atomizer screws into the Carta, so the vapor has to go past the atomizer that's screwed in to get to the concentrate. So the reclaim actually gets into the coils where you screw it in. So it's a bitch to unscrew it to get it out to clean it.
You know what the difference between a pregnant woman and a light bulb is?
I do not.
You can unscrew a light bulb.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah. So what do you got next, John? What do you got on the question cycle? And you guys put in your questions now. We're taking questions right from the chat. If you've got a growing question or a Grambo question, Chonky Nugs is going to swoop it up and send it my way. What do you got?
Yeah, John? We got one from Tyler Keenan. Do you prefer to scrog or stake, or what do you do for training on your current or last grow?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm Scrogmaster OG, and speaking of the Diamond Mine, if I wouldn't have met him, I would have been a little bit snooty about scrogging. You know, I no disrespect to stakers, I'd never really met a great staker. As Jimmy says here, silica, that's a given. Once again, go over to jugdealers.shop, get yourself some silicium. They got the mini bottles for like $20. They last forever, dude. And they wouldn't be happy they branded themselves as like it lasts forever, but like also they'd like you to buy the 500 mils, but buy the 250. It's $20. It lasts forever. Jugdealers.shop. just head over. I gotta convince them to give me a code Grambo over there. I don't even want affiliate. I just want to get you guys some discounts over there. But I'm a Scrog guy. I'm the Scrog king, man. I love that Screen of Green. I actually own screenofgreen.com. I think it might have lapsed and went to some Chinese fucking CJ. Someone, if you want to know what the post shows, we always do the after party after this. And if you want to know about meth and spaghetti, you better the after party. I get crazy over there, man. So shout out to you, CJ, with that meth and spaghetti. But yeah, Diamond Mine, when I saw his grow, I thought it was a Scrog. I've never seen a tighter screen of green in my entire life. And he goes, no, bro, not a Scrog, a staked. And we look, he like bends his plants over and starts shaping them just like it's literally this dance that he does. It's pretty much insane. And so like Scotty's does steaks. A lot of people I know do steaks, and they're great. But Chonk, apparently, you're saying you do the steaks. What do you like about the steaks opposed to Scrog? What got you staking?
I like the steaks because I'm handicapping my right foot, so moving. I'm also a big guy, so moving around my tent is kind of hard and trying to get underneath a Scrog net. So if I put some steaks up, a couple steaks here and there, right into the 5-gallon bucket, I can tie down. And then also if I have bamboo, I have the CFM bars around my tent, so I can cut bamboo to 5-foot lengths and just make little bars to hang off the CFM bars. That way I can take the plants out and work on them. So like tonight, I'm gonna take every plant out and top dress them and put them back in. I have a couple plants in the back that are going to be finishing a little bit quicker than the other 6. I have a couple Rasta Jeff testers in there along with Chad Westports. And I want to be able to move those 2 that in the back that are going to be finishing up first. Now I can bring those to the front and then yank those as soon as they're done. So for me, it's all about mobility and the dynamic flow of me getting in and out of the tent. So
see, that's what's great about talking with another grower about this, because you actually triggered something in my mind I wouldn't have thought of. So this is my main caveat to scrogging. I would build tables with casters on them. So my whole thing is I'd have 2x4s that would go, not even 2x4, like 2x2, like I don't even, like 1x2s. I don't even remember what they were, but I'd build my table. I'd build my elevated tables, and then I put like 4x4. We had Botanicare, like drain plastic, whatever those things are called. And it would drain out to the hole, and I have buckets under there to catch it. And I put all the buckets in one bucket, and I'd sump up it out. But I always put all of my benches on casters, so that way you can get to the back. If you do scrog, it's like a mullet. It's like a grow mullet. Like if you don't move your tables, they're all like trimmed well in the front, and then they're just shaggy as fuck back there. You like that, Chonky? I saw you laughing down there. It's like a grow mullet.
That's beautiful. We've seen a lot of mullets and Camaros here in Vermont still. I live out in the woods, so there's still some Camaro and mullets out there hanging around.
Do you know how laid I would get if I could grow a mullet? It's just not fair. I can only grow a bullet. The bald mullet.
I don't know. Bald is beautiful. There's a lot of beautiful bald men out there,
Oh yeah, bro. It's the secret to my superpower. I always tell all of my friends that are balding out there, because every couple of months I'll get some guy that sidles up to me and he goes, when did you decide to shave it? And I just go, dude, bald is better than balding. Just saying.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so just another quick thing on the stakes. For my outdoor growing, I have 20-gallon pots, and I get 8-foot bamboo poles. And as soon as I start growing for the season, I put 4 stakes right down around the corners of those pots. That way I can either tie down or I can impromptu trellis. I can take hemp rope and use those 4 poles to make my own trellis. So they're pretty versatile. I do prefer the bamboo stakes. The one thing I don't do is use those rebar caps that Scotty does. So if I fall, I'm going to die.
That is it's one of the member benefits. I put up a video in the member section for the Gramborg about I just snuck into Scotty's grow and took some videos without his consent, and posted it there. So if you ever want to see Scotty Reel's grow, his grow is hilarious. He's got one side of his room, he's got like a fucking 8x12 that is completely stacked full, and then it is literally completely full, but half of it is in week like 3, and the other half is in like week 7.5. So you like walk
Yeah.
in, and you're just like, what is it's like one is lush green and the other is like purple and dying. It's like yellow and purple. It's like, what's going on in there? So definitely and shout out, this is gonna take a chance real quick to shout out, thank you LJ Jones for the gift subs. Someone asked out there if how the gift subs works. It's completely random. You guys can click gift subs just like LJ Jones. He gives them away out there all the time, and you guys randomly get assigned to it. Shout out to another old fart for gifting one sub out there. Shout out to my man Cody Whitaker. Like I said, if LJ Jones is the Alex Ovechkin of the Gramborg, Cody Whitaker, you are becoming the Sidney Crosby of the Gramborg. And Tyler Keenan, thank you, brand new member. I truly appreciate you guys are gift subbing. Most of my subs are out there are gift subs. I really, really respect you guys that click that join button and spend your own money. And shout out to Rob, Cannabis Lifestyle TV, $10 super sticker. Endlessly appreciate you, my friend. So, all right, Chunky Nugs, what do we got now, buddy?
All right, let's go to Prohibition Anarchist. What's the best way to dial in my dry amendments on my plants? Most of my plants will have a deficiency at one point in the grow.
The same way you would dial in liquids. It is really about, with dries, it's so tough. The volume of water, right off the bat, the volume of water has to be exact, like every single time. Your EC is directly attributed to the volume of water and the amount of electroconductivity that goes through it. So I'm trying to become an EC man. I've always been a PPM sort of guy, but the EC, all the Jug Dealers guys, they've turned me on to the EC. It's the only way to do it. And yeah, as the crow, I always look at you as Krogan, but you're a CR or organ. I don't know, Crow. As Crow said, probably pH. It could be EC. It could be pH. It could be the quality of your nutrients. Once again, I don't want to sound like a Jug Dealer shill, but by far the number one dry powders, or I assume we're talking powders. You said dry amendments that, usually when, did they say amendments, Chunk? Is that what I heard?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go back up to that question.
All good. You do. But JugDealers.shop has the Cyatetics line. Cyatetics is the commercial New Millennium products. And so they got the dry salts and everything. So the only dry amendments I've ever done was those ones. Did they say amendments?
Yep. What's the best way to dial in my dry amendments on my plants? If I was to answer that,
you're organic, right? Am I hearing organic when I hear amendments?
I'm hearing organic, and the best way, at least what I do, is my advice for any grower is to read the chart and then read the plant. I know, like with Build the Soil and Kiss Organics, they're going to give you a feed chart. Like right now, my feed chart is out the water because I'm reading the plants and they're a little extra hungry. But just make sure you read that feed chart, and like right now, instead of going top feeding once a month, I'm back to every 2.5 weeks. So with organics and dry amendments, you got to stay ahead of it. And that first little sign, you got to nip it right in the bud. Another little controversial tip I'm gonna say as an organic grower: don't be afraid of the bottle. There's good organics, nutrients and supplements. And actually, that was the question for me to you for tonight. Is what could you recommend out of the new mill line to help me out as an organic grower?
Well, right off the bat, I know from just like talking with our buddy, the Diamond Mine's coming up a lot tonight. Shout out to Diamond Mine. He's getting me ripped over here. But yeah, the Lightning Star and the Winter, in conjunction, they can get your times down. You can shave a week, maybe 10 days off of your cycle just by initiating. Lightning Start's an initiator. It just lowers the activation energy. It's kind of like what like enzymes and things do, but like a whole nother level. Two of the most unique products on earth is definitely the Lightning Start and the Winter. And then the Ruby is just like, that is everyone's best friend. It's right. One of the best. It's a 9-source fulvic acid. Fulvic acids are so interesting. They, once again, lowering the activation energy. It's a chelator. So it takes a lot of stuff that you don't want and grabs it, and you're able. So if like your plants are, if you've overdosed them with a bunch of BS salts and everything, you overflush them with some ruby fulvic, and it chelates it, it grabs it, and it starts flushing it out. Same way on the other side, it'll chelate things like iron is a hard to uptake for the plant, especially in organic situations. What are you going to do? Supplement iron powder
Right.
into your grow? That's not going to happen. So if you get some stuff that does have iron in there, use a lot of fulvic acids to chelate it. And after that, what Chunky said, I love what you said. I'm stealing that. Read the chart and then read the plants.
Yep.
That's checkmate, my friend.
Nice. Yes, sir. All right. Next one for you, sir. Is your preferred method? I'm going to say method. Is your preferred method cocoa, soil, or hydro? Hand water, drip, or flood drain? Synthetic or organic?
Well,
so you want me to break it down?
Well, first of all, I'll cap it off by J Maestro. When I talked about how I was like DGC number 4. I love the dude in Scott. I took a lot of notes. I had a separate folder just called J Maestro notes. I still have it. I should go dig it out. Like after 15 years, I wonder if I still have it somewhere. But it will create the deposit because it's grabbing all that stuff and it's pulling it down. You can create some pockets in there of some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say J Maestro answers like 90% of my questions on the grows on the website. So
he's the man.
J Maestro.
He's everything. Everything I know is from J Maestro and Gabe and Jaron. Those guys are those are my gurus. So definitely. So what he said.
What is your preferred method? Cocoa, soil, or hydro?
Well, definitely, I'm a Scotty Real disciple, and so my first growing experience, I remember when I was taking care of those plants, back in the day, is all in peat, and I was baffled. Why the hell can I not water it? I water it, and it just all runs off. I mean, if you've been growing for a while, I don't need to say hydrophobic to you guys. You have to keep peat very specifically watered. It's got to be not too wet, not too dry, or else it'll start to have problems with that stuff. So I'm a Scotty Real disciple. I 100% love the cocoa, man. Once I found cocoa and the recharge, soil, Scotty started by mixing worm castings into his cocoa core. And he discovered the recharge formula with his formulator and started making liquid bottled teas, essentially dry tea that you can just add water and you got yourself an awesome compost tea with all sorts of micronutrients and all sorts of microbes and stuff to feed the microbes with the molasses and everything. Just a bunch of good stuff in there. So cocoa, as long as you have a good microbe source, you want to jam in as many microbes. I'm blessed to live in Recharge City these days. So let's just say I get recharged for pretty cheap, way cheaper than I used to. When I first got with Dude Grows, I actually joked with them. I was like, it's going to take us a couple months of you paying me before we're even. I have spent between Dude Grows Patreon and Recharge, holy shit, I've spent a lot of goddamn money on some Real Growers products. And so cocoa guy. I'm a hand waterer, but that's because I'm OCD like that. Nothing against drip systems. In fact, I insist that you do drip systems. And in fact, I'd say, speaking of Scotty Real, if you don't want to build your own sip system, go buy a Real bucket system. They'll pay yourself back instantly. Like that's the thing about anyone that kind of gripes about spending money on grow equipment. Oh, I don't want to buy an AC Infinity, yada, yada. Dude, not only do you get awesome discount codes through all the different podcasts, go over to realdgc.com/pros. That's where the dude keeps all of the discount codes over there. Not only are you getting discounts on all that, you're going to pay yourself back instantly, man. I spent a lot of money on my CMH lights and literally the yield boost in quality, not in boost. I think HPS was actually putting out more dried weight, but my CMH was putting out such ridiculously frosty buds. The lights I kind of bought them from the wrong place. I did not, this was the early days of the internet. I didn't know exactly where to get what. And I found some what I thought was good CMH lights, but they end up even breaking down, and still with them breaking down, it still was a positive EV, positive expected value situation from those lights. So definitely I'm a hand waterer, but I'm a sip convert. I don't think I'll ever hand water ever again. We're setting up over at the Church of Cannabis. Nate, not at the Church of Cannabis, but Nate that works there, my old roommate, we're setting up over at his house. Speaking of which, Tuesday, we're going to start streaming video games. I'm going to go over to Nate's place. He's a retro game and CRT enthusiast. He builds retro pie systems and everything. And I love retro gaming. I'm a Ninja Gaiden speedrunner. If you go to speedrun.com and type in Grambo, you'll see how far I've slipped. I was 250th all time in Ninja Gaiden for NES. I do believe I've slipped pretty far, but I've got a pretty good time over there. And we're going to start streaming for the members. All you Gramboard that pay $5 a month, you get access to the post show every single week. So for $1.25 right there, that gets your value for the post show. Get that meth and spaghetti. You want to know what meth and spaghetti is? You know, mailman. He's a Nintendo nerd. I'm a Nintendo nerd right now. You know what me and my kid did all day today? I watched her play Super Mario Brothers 1 and 2 over, and she can't get past 1/4 of the damn level. I'm watching her play, and I go, how did this game is like hard? Like you wouldn't think a Super Mario is hard. And you guys know about Super Mario Brothers 2? You know how that's not actually Super Mario Brothers 2? It's called a game called Yuji Kondo's Doki Doki Panic. And it's reskinned. It's in Japan they call it Super Mario USA. Here's me getting my nerd creds in there. So yeah, 100%. You can call me a shill. I would say that, you know what I did, because I love the real grower system. I literally, when Scott came out with Grow Dots and the buckets, I was like, dude, you should go on Shark Tank with this shit. This is so legit. Like, it's going to change the world. And he goes, Grambo, you don't know how this works. If I over leverage and I did something like that and it would like go on fun, all I need is like one container, shipping container to be delayed. And then I go broke paying yada. And I was like, damn, business is hard, man. No wonder I've never started a business. It's hard to start a business. But if you were to use my secret weapon, I grew emergency in the real bucket system, and I used a little bit of the I top dress with some Ruby Fulvic from New Millennium, and then some Playground Green Sensation as my bloom booster a little bit late. And you can totally grow the dank all the way with the Grow Dots. But man, if you throw a little Playground in there, man, it's got all those enzymes and biostimulants and stuff. It's good stuff over there. So that's what I'd say. Cocoa, sip containers, build your own, buy from Scotty, whatever pleases you. That's what I'm saying, Sean.
Yeah, me too. I actually, a couple grows ago, I used year-old Fox Farm soil, and the only thing I did was Grow Dots and recharge, and I hit it with Winter Frost, and it's probably the prettiest plant, like the most beautiful plant I've ever grown. It's on my Instagram. Go check it out. It's like this big, giant, lush, beautiful, multicolor. The sinensis in that came really out and just made it a beautiful plant. So I'm a big believer.
We gotta give you a shout out there, Chonky Nugs. Where can people find you on Instagram?
I'm on Instagram under Chunky Nugs. That's about it. I do hang out with the Tropicana Kyle VIP group. I'm in the background there helping out Tropicana Kyle as much as I can. Yeah, and then you can also find me on the To Be Blunt podcast on Sundays. I help out Peasy and Jesse and Ken and Alicia, and I try to trigger Peasy at every chance that I can get to make him have some of the best anxiety attacks ever on the internet. So those are the places that I hang out. But you also find me on all sorts of shows like Grambo and the Dude Bros, Rasta Jeff's, the Grow From Your Heart podcast. I'm always hanging out there. I'm on Rasta Jeff's Discord server quite a bit. I'm always hanging out on Chad's channels, chatting with Chad, asking questions there too. So I am everywhere. So if you ever want to hang out, just shoot me an Instagram message. I can tell you where I'm hanging out at that day.
He needs to start some sort of segment called Chatting with Chad.
Yes, he's somebody who he's such an old soul. Like, and we grew up around the same era. Like, I could sit down and just like hang out and chat with him. Like, we will get on phone calls and like chat for an hour and a half. And next thing I was like, holy shit, it's been an hour and a half. I thought it's been like 5 minutes. Yeah. Just like everybody, if you see Chad on Instagram or YouTube, that is the same Chad you're going to see everywhere. Just the kindest, gentlest, best soul you'll ever see in the world.
It's true. I've worked in a lot of different fields. As I was cutting my teeth, I worked for this sleep education company. I worked for like a breast cancer screening company doing 3D animation renders of different equipment they were selling. And man, even in a sleep education community, there is dicks. People suck. Like everyone's, you think, what the hell? And then I get to the cannabis community and it's literally a gift. Everyone in chat, you got 312 strong in there. I love every single one of you. If you guys would have saw me an hour ago, you would have been like, that man's about to jump off a building. And now you see me hanging out with the fam and I got a big smile on it. It's literally because of you guys. If I make your day better, just know y'all make my life better.
Oh, yeah, the one other place I forgot to shout out is the Organic Grower Society. Jay plays Organically Blunt. I apologize. I'm probably that's my newest one that I've joined. Jay's actually, his show got canceled last night. They had to postpone to tonight. So the Organic Grower Society crew is over there on Jay's show tonight. So,
well, shout out to those guys. It's one of the things that I did a poll on my channel like 6 months ago, and I was like, it was like organic or synthetic, like what's going on, what are you doing? And you know what really surprised me is that people would comment like synthetic guys would be like, I don't want to mess with organic, it scares me. And then guys who'd only grown organic are like, synthetic scares me, it's so many bottles and so many stuff. And I was like, how can, because I'm a synthetic grower, and I go, man, organic scares me. I don't know what the hell's going on. You got to like bake a cake. You got to have all the ingredients before you put it in the oven and jam it in there. That's scary as hell.
Yeah, it's organic is a lot. I would say it's a lot more work. You have to be a lot more proactive. And if I like to take from the land and use from the land, so I'm outside. I'm taking my cannabis plants and leaves and putting them in buckets, and with leaf mold, I'm making my own FPJs, and I'm making my own compost teas and stuff. So organic sustainable is a lot more work, but I'm afraid of all the bottles. And I think Topicals Kyle I think said it best. You're tripping over dollars to save pennies.
Yeah. Are you going to be at the Cup, Chonky?
Unfortunately not. I was going to try to be out the week before the Cup. I was going to come out on Sunday and leave on Thursday, but those plans unfortunately have gotten canceled.
Nah.
Yeah, so I have to be home the day of the Cup.
Yikes. Well, anybody that can come to the Cup, dgccup.com. Tickets are on sale. It's going to be sick. We got the hash bash going on. We've been giving a lot of love to Topicals Kyle, and he deserves it because he's helping run the hash bash. And we're gonna have to change that name next year. The hash, there's like 5 hash bashes that I keep seeing online. And me as a comedian, we're just like psychologically, like pathologically, like conditioned. Original. Everything has to be original that comes out of my mouth. So, Kyle, next year we're changing the name. God damn it!
2026 is my year. I think I saw Mailman in the chat over there. I'm going to hop across the pond and grab him. Funny enough, you meet DGC everywhere. Come to find out, Mailman only lives like 30 miles from me. So, whoa. I'm going to jump over the lake, grab Mailman, and then go kidnap Ken and Alicia and make it out to DGC next year.
Nice. And then Fly High ass, I have to raise a yes. The whole Dude Grows crew coming to Columbia, Missouri for the Common Grounds Fair next week. Go over. Let's see if I can find the Common Grounds Fair over here on Instagram. Is that
the Kindway Farms?
Kindway Farms. Yeah. So over on Kindway Farms on Instagram. Let me bring up their Insta real quick. So yes, the whole Dude Grows crew is flying out. Brett's coming in from Canada. I believe I always like it's Josh, Scott, Brett, and Jeff. That's all of us over there at the so I don't think I've ever called Banner Jeff to his face, but
I was gonna say intimate
today.
Banner looks like a Jeff.
He's a Jeff. And so the whole crew, we're all coming down to Missouri next week. I'm so stoked. I fetish. I'm a comedian. Once again, I need to look eye to eye to people, like you're talking about being on the phone with Chad Westport. And I was like, man, I'm lonely. I'm the loneliest guy I know. And I should probably start talking to it. I need the in face. And there's something about it, but you get a lot from online communication. I should start communicating more.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so Kydway Farms, he's another part of the Organic Grow Society. Shout out to Kindway Farms. If you're interested in the Organic Growing Society, let me know. I can hook you up with the right people to get you signed up.
Hells yeah, man. So I hope to see if you're going to be there, Fly High. I will see you next week. It's crazy. That's why I had such a long weekend with my kid. I had to soak up some baby time before I headed out to Missouri. So, all right, let's keep this hearing deliverance. I did comedy out in West Virginia, and we got lost on some backcountry roads. Me and a young black man named PJ Johnson, and he's like, "Grambo, we need to get the motherfucker out of here now. I can hear banjos." I was crying, laughing. I was like, "We're gonna die, aren't we, PJ? We're gonna
Yeah.
die."
Yeah, so PJ said that he wanted to come to Vermont to do a small little show in my little hometown. I'm like, if you come to Vermont,
Yeah.
you're gonna go in looking like you, and you're gonna come out looking like me. So just be careful when you come to Vermont.
Yes, love to PJ. Well, if anyone out there ever wants stand-up comedy in their little play, if you can come up with gas money, they will come. Hit me up. I will connect you. And for a guy like PJ, I will come. Me and PJ toured this country together. I would open up it was a two-man show. He would come up because people didn't know he was the headliner. So they just kind of thought he was the MC. He would bring me up to do 30 minutes. I would do 30 minutes, bam, 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 just shooting those guns for 30 goddamn minutes. Then I'd end my show. Thank you. That's my time. All right, guys, give it up for your headliner tonight. He's a Denver comedian. And he'd come out and do an hour and just murder. It was so much fun. So yes, if you ever bring him, I'm coming too, Chunky.
Tell you what, I told him, like, we do have a legit comedy club here, believe it or not, here in Vermont. And I told him, I said, if you come to Vermont, you definitely got to hit me up. I've got plenty of room in the house. You guys got a place to stay, a place to smoke, and a place to party while you're here.
My man, endlessly appreciate that. Support live comedy. Comedy's never been bigger. I did comedy this week and it was fun. I'm getting back to it. DGC Cup is coming up. We got the AC Infinity Dab Bar at the DGC Cup this year, and there's a little stage and a little MC cove, and they go, "Grambo, literally, man, like you have to do stand up." I was like, "Fuck, all right." So I started hitting the mics, y'all. Hit the mics. It's been going good. Hope you like dick jokes.
Do you ever do improv at all, or is it all rehearsed?
Oh yeah. Well, as comedians, we look down severely on improvers. We go, "Oh, improv. Oh, Jesus Christ." But dude, I murder. We had a show here in Denver called Impression Impossible. And I would always do this character, Evgeny Grambodovich. And like I would sing the Russian national. I'd like put hand on heart for Russian national anthem. But everybody, shut the fuck up. And I'd be like, "Life is like a hurricane here in Russia." You know, it's fucking, I would murder doing improv, and I had so much fun doing it. But my just disdain, not even disdain, just hipster. Like, so I should get back to doing some improv. It would definitely be very, very fun. My first ever laugh was at Second City, Chicago, sold out Saturday night. They're doing audience interactions and they were trying to make everyone look dumb. They'd ask them something, they'd make them look dumb. And I see like spotlight was on him, spotlight was on him, spotlight's on him. I was like, dude, I'm for sure going to be in the spotlight. So pre-comedy, I racked my brain, my little comedian brain. What can I say that's funny? He puts the mic in my face. He goes, "What's your thing?" I say the thing and I get a full room laugh, 500 people strong. And immediately the heroin hit my blood. I was like, "Oh, baby. I need more."
The runner's high.
Oh yes, comedy is the ultimate high for a guy like me who's just an entertainer at heart. It was it's the bee's knees, man. I quit my dispensary job and I had a heart to heart with myself. I go, "Grambo, what makes you happy? Truly, what makes you happy?" And I thought about it for weeks and I said, making people laugh and teaching people things are the two things that make me happy. And I quit my job and was on food stamps for the better part of 5 years, trying to figure out how to pay the rent with my rock, and finally have figured it out in the last couple of years. Thanks to the Dude Grows, the Juggernauts, and all the Gramborg out there. Thank you guys. Endlessly appreciate it. All right, Chunky, we're
that leads me actually. I got
through it, man.
Yeah, I got some more questions for you. Another one from Tyler Keenan. Any tips for small indoor grow area and single 2x2 tent? Found out the first time I can fit a single plant with way more bud than I need. So just want to grow for quality from now on. So sorry, I kind of stumbled around there. He's looking for some advice for a 2x2 tent to grow quality over quantity.
Well, inputs are a big one. Genetics are another one. Chad Westport just stopped in, Chonky. He says, "What's up?" So shout out.
Cheers,
As
Chad.
Chonky Nugs can attest to, genetics. A lot of problems get fixed with good genetics. Yep. A lot of things just disappear when you start with good stuff. So I would say definitely start with great genetics. Start with verified genetics. Seed is much more vigorous than clone. You can get vigorous clones. You got to know the right people. I hang out in certain circles where I have the weed privilege to get the clones that I need to do whatever I need them to do. Start from seed. Start with good inputs. Obviously, if you're a synthetic guy, I couldn't recommend New Millennium anymore. I don't get paid a dime. I produce their podcast. Chonky Nugs is over there. He's representing the New Millennium. Kyle's representing the New Mill. It's one of those things. Maestro says 1 gallon pots, no veg, allows variety. That's interesting. And so basically it's about temperature and humidity. You consult your VPD chart and don't just go by like the ambient room sort of thing. You got to really test your leaf surface temperature as vigorous as you can. Jaron definitely disputes the fact that you can just take like an IR thermometer and test your leaf surface and get an accurate reading that will lead you to the best VPD results. So as Chonky Nugs, the new phrase I'm stealing, read the chart and then read the plants. Stack them in there. Definitely support your local jug dealer as much as you can. It's you literally cannot go wrong. Strongman says can't go wrong with Ethos. I also recommend that. But check out some Chad Westport. I'm going to be growing some of Jaron's GMO cut pretty much on the regular, and then I'm going to start running some different genetics out there and trying some different stuff. And definitely one of the things that I want to try is some of that Westport posse. I'm interested in that. So go over, check out Chad Westport, check out Ethos. JR Token he's the cut plug if you guys need anything. And then just mainly airflow would be my main thing after that. It's really tough to maintain a good humidity level and just a good environment when you're trying to do air exchange. You're trying to get CO2 in there. CO2 is one of those things that a year ago, if you would have been like, hey, I'm running like, a 400 watt light and I'm doing this, should I add CO2? And I'm like, sure, add some CO2. But that CO2 is doing nothing for you. That's directly tied to the PPFD of your plants. And if you're not giving them enough light, you don't need CO2. So in a 2x4, I can't imagine that ambient CO2 would probably be more than adequate. But then right there, you're back to the air exchange thing. It's a dance. So depending on like if you live here in Colorado versus you live in Florida, you got two different problems. If you're trying to do air exchange in Florida, that's a whole humid mess of problems. If you spill water on the floor in your grow room in Florida, most likely you have to clean it up. You have to get a mop and get it out of there because it's going to raise your humidity. If you spill water in Colorado, it just wicks into the air within 20 minutes and it's just gone. So that would be my main advice is start with good genetics, start with good inputs, give it enough light to maximize that square footage on your PPFD and just do the dance, figure out how to get as close to the VPD charts. You don't got to follow them. But check the chart and check your plants. Read the chart, read your plants. That's the motto of today. If you guys learn anything from that, that's today's thing. So hopefully that answered that question. We're burning through it, Sean. We got time for a couple more. We were worried that we're not fill up time, and we're cutting through it.
Yes, sir. We've got 3 more questions. Lloyd Rovaldoso, I apologize if I murdered your name. Have you guys ever heard of a person who does not get affected by edibles, because I can eat as much as I want and not be affected? Yes. Dr. Riley actually has a great answer for that.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. It's one of those things as a bud tender. I had lots of people come in and say that very, very, very thing. And I knew about the enzyme. So some people do not produce an enzyme that effectively can rip apart the THC in there. So you end up just taking it into your system and then just passing it. And so I thought it was produced in your stomach. Not that I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but yes, Dr. Riley Kirk breaks down the science. Just like when you take psilocybin mushrooms, it goes from, I always mix this up. My dyslexia never allows me to say it right. It goes from psilocin to psilocybin. Psilocin and psilocybin, they're the same chemical. They're a precursor to each other. It goes into your liver. It gets, waddly dude. And then the psilocin or psilocybin uptakes into your bloodstream and you start tripping. Same exact thing with edibles. I had a buddy that swore he couldn't get high on edibles and I gave him 500 milligrams and, that's a dose, baby. And he's like, I barely feel anything. Barely feel anything. So then he ate 1,100, this giant cake. That was 1,100 milligrams. And he's like, oh, kind of high. And I was like, all right, bro. Yeah, you for sure don't have the enzyme because 1,100 milligrams would kill a small goat. It's no joke on the edibles. I took, because goddamn Turpicana Kyle, he gave me 20,000 milligrams of edibles and I took 15,000 milligrams in like 5 weeks. And bro, I had to stop. And Kyle, if you're listening, I've stopped. I'm 10 days clean from the edibles. God damn it. I feel good. It was hard. I had to get away from it. Once again, with Dr. Riley Kirk, she was talking about unactivated cannabinoids. And if you're mega dosing on these edibles like I was, you're inevitably taking in some undecarboxylated, could something be undecarboxylated, some non-carboxylated, some still carboxylated THC material. And so I was probably taking in a lot of unactivated cannabinoids. And so it's like, oh, I'm X amount of high, yet I've taken in quite a bit more cannabinoids. And I was waking up with headaches. And so that would be my thing about if you guys do struggle with that, I wouldn't do the fight of trying to take like massive, I'll just take 2,000 milligrams. That can be really hard on your liver. It can be really hard on your brain. I was getting migraines, man. I was waking up, and also the detoxing from the edibles. Holy crap, my dreams have like taken off recently, like legitimately. I look at it because I've always been a hardcore dreamer, and I was like, weed doesn't affect your dreams. But then I took a little like tolerance break for the first time. This is my first tolerance break in 29 years. My weed habit turns 30 this year. I've been smoking weed pretty much every day for 30 years. Dear God. There's no LD50, as Chad Westport, lethal dose 50%. It is for sure not going to kill you. It is going to give you a little bit of a hangover, a little bit of a headache. I wouldn't have thought I'd ever be saying that, but I took enough to finally push my endocannabinoid system off a cliff. Shout out Cannalisha. Go follow her, Cannalisha, on Instagram. Everyone has been getting nuked recently. While I'm on the subject of people getting nuked on Instagram, guys, do not post your in the terms and conditions of Instagram. If you post your goings on with Instagram, if you get like your account has been suspended and then you screenshot that and you post that, that's actually more against the terms and conditions than the cannabis is. So I fear that a lot of people are getting deleted and redeleted because you're doing bigger faux pas in telling the world you got deleted. If you get deleted, if you get suspended, suck it up. Do what you got to do to maintain good standing. Scotty's reel is the one that kind of like turned me on to this. I would always bitch about YouTube. Man, I work for these companies, the sleep education company and stuff. Man, we do big numbers. We never got age restricted. It's like with the wind at your back. If YouTube would, and he goes, Grambo, YouTube has been nice enough to give us a platform. He's like, I lived in Florida growing weed my whole life. I dreamed of like Howard Stern had a radio station he had to fight for. He's like, I dreamed of just having a platform where I could turn on a microphone and say my thoughts into it. And YouTube and Instagram, they have given us that. And if we have to play by their terms and conditions, you don't like it, go to X, man. Go over there with the goddamn bots. Go over there with the conspiracy bots and hang out with all the porn bots and the conspiracy bots because they're weed friendly, but goddamn, I hate Twitter, man. It is the worst. Weed platform that I recommend is realdgc.com. Without a doubt, it is 5,000 growers strong. These are growers that sit there every day. Come on, it is the best place. Discord is probably the number one place that people will congregate. But if you're a old elder millennial like myself, Discord is confusing. I do have a Discord over there. Josh Grambo is the Discord. I welcome you guys to get over there. I'm gonna butter up Chonky Nugs and have him help me with how to figure out Discord. I don't know what the hell's going on over there. I'm trying. I ran Dude Grows Discord specifically because that's where their Patreon was housed for all the member conversations, everything. And literally most of the time I would just go hit up Jay Maestro for some Discord answers. I believe Jay Maestro set up the Discord over there. But come hang out with us over on realdgc.com, man. Literally, if you want to talk to Scott, Brett, me, Banner, we're all hanging out over there. Scotty doesn't check his DMs, but the rest of us do. I mean, what'd you say, Chonky? You made a meme and then dude sent you like what? Like
Oh,
some
yeah.
tees, a hoodie?
A hoodie. Yeah, I've got a little bit of lag there, but yeah. So the nice DGC hoodie I'm wearing, during Halloween time, I found a meme that was the Master Grower meme, and I put that over to the Real DGC meme group, and dude reached out, said, "Hey, loved your meme. Let me send you some swag." So I chose the DGC hoodie.
There you go. So not only can you get dude hooks up seeds for cool dank nugs, he hooks up hoodies for great memes. Man, the man is generous. So realdgc.com, that is the spot. And that is the only reason I'm here. The only reason that I can do this, Grambo Grows, is because I know that my rent is paid because Dude Grows takes care of me and they're taken care of by the DGC over there at realdgc.com. Like Grow Under the Stairs had his Patreon deleted. We all thought Patreon was safe. It's like any platform is just going to take us down. So Banner and the dude got together and they figured out how to make their own social media platform. So I always say, be the change you want to see. And let's go make Real DGC into, let's make it 1 million strong over there, man. 1 million strong and growing. Remember Flintstones Chewable Morphine? Any Simpsons fans out there? Yeah, man. So realdgc.com, that is the spot. We got 2 more questions left. What are we rocking with there, Chunky?
All right. We have one from, actually, it was a little earlier in the show, so I do apologize. Genetic Memory Farms. Where's the next generation of growers? How old is the youngest cultivator you know? Because there's a lot of young people out there that are hitting the vapes and that don't smoke flower.
I mean, this is the thing that surprises me about the DGC and all you GramFam. You're never who I think you are. Jimmy Anderson, shout out to you. He made this hilarious video. Type in Jimmy Anderson into YouTube. Go check out this DGC Cup video that he made. It's hilarious. He dressed up as his own wife and did an A and B conversation with him arguing with his wife about going to the DGC Cup. It was hilarious. And I swear to God, I just got the impression that like he was probably like 50. I thought he was like Scotty's age. I thought he was a nice guy Kenny's age. And he's like in his 20s, maybe early 30s or something. I was like, man, I'm always wrong. LJ Jones, I thought you were probably like 40. I thought you were like my age. He's turned 69 this week. So you never know. I hang out a lot with Adam Dunn over there at his restaurant, the So High Cafe. If you guys do come to Denver and you want to do something kind of neat, is go over to on Alameda Boulevard. There's a place called the So High Cafe, South Highland. Here's how much Adam Dunn loves weed. He started a business and he picked literally South Highland just so he could call it the So High. He just wanted it to be the So High Cafe. And so the So High Cafe, what do we got here? We got 60, we got 34, we got 39, 40 in July. 40 feels big, JL. It feels big, but man, life begins at 40. You hear that nonsense? But literally, I said that to Scotty. I was like, life begins at 40, because I'm 42 now. He's like, wow, what are you talking about? And then he thinks about it and he goes, shit, I invented recharge when I was about 41. Real growers got off the ground when I was about 45. Like Dude Grow started taking off when I was about 47. He's like, yeah, son of a bitch. See, mailman. For some reason, I think of mailman as just a spry, like 23-year-old kid out there hucking mail. He's not a mailman, by the way. It is a play on his name, which there we go. 4300 West Alameda in Denver. It's awesome. So I won't, as Chad Westport says, I won't dry snitch anybody, but let's just say 18 is the youngest growers I know, with their Colorado Med card and everything. But man, the roots of this plant go deep, 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 deep. I know a lot of people whose children are in the garden helping out. allegedly. I'm not naming any names out there, but I know a lot of people that are killing it. And there's never been a better time to learn, man. If you're curious about anything, spoiler alert for me, I didn't edit until 2020. I got my first computer in 2019. COVID, I was doing comedy as a stand-up comedian, then COVID took comedy away with the lockdown. Hey, Trailblazer 42 for Deuce. And when comedy got taken away, I decided my mom had died in 2019. My dad had died a little bit before that. Like everyone, my best friend had, ended his own life, and just a lot of bad stuff all befell me in the 2019 era. Everyone bitched about COVID. I was like, dude, I'll take 1,000 2020s over one more 2019 any day. It was totally, totally brutal. And so I took all that pain and I said, you know what? Instead of sitting here dwelling, I'm going to educate myself. And I did. I started with learning how to do Adobe Premiere. I downloaded Adobe Premiere. I started learning a little bit of editing, a little bit of that. Then I started learning filmmaking. I started learning lighting. I started learning sound. I started learning like flow, cut on motion, how to like if you like how I produce the Dude Grows show, I do retention editing live. And that all comes straight from like Quentin Tarantino talking about like cut on motion, how to do J and L cuts. If you don't know what a J and L cuts, I was telling an untrained astronaut about it. It's a really cool like thing, and you do all these different aspects. So I taught myself editing. I taught myself film editing and film production. Then I started teaching myself 3D animation through Blender. Blender's a free 3D software. So if you ever want to do 3D animation, it's free. Go over to blender.org and download it tonight. Play around with it. It's awesome. You can go to Grambo Digital Studio on YouTube and find some tutorials. I started cutting my teeth back in the day doing Blender tutorials back in the day, but then comedy took over that. There was no glory in being a 3D animation teacher. So and then especially because like 36 months later, AI comes out. Bro, AI is the new Chat GPT model just dropped. Dude, what the hell are we doing? My 5-year-old daughter has as good of graphic design skill as I do now. Rest in peace, AI. It's taken us all down. So, but I taught myself it. Before Chat GPT, the only way that you could do was API calls. And so I started teaching myself how to code in Python. You know how I did that? YouTube tutorials. The same way that you guys learn to grow from Jug Dealers and from fucking Dude Grows and me and To Be Blunt, Chad Westport, Scotty Real 420. There's so many content creators. I don't even know where to begin with it. It's you can teach yourself anything. I call it YouTube University. YouTube U. Go to UU, type in thing I want to know about, and then the word tutorial after it. And guess what? A lot of my girlfriends, I watched some videos that taught me some things, and they're damn glad I did. They'd always say, God damn. And I go, tutorials, baby. I eat pussy doggy style. I mean, from behind. I mean, like a thirsty Rottweiler drinking from a pothole. Yes, that's from my comedy. Yes, I walk in front of hundreds of people and tell that joke. I have 5 minutes of eating pussy. I want to die eating pussy underwater.
I was going to try to prompt you to say that joke tonight. I don't know how I was going to pump it in, but that's the funniest thing that I think I've heard you say about your comedy. So I was going to try to slip that in there. So not just the tip, but the whole thing. Just try to.
I got a vasectomy, so I can.
There you go.
You can do this.
You can rock out those missiles without any load, so you're good.
Yes.
All right. So our last question comes from Thomas Crosdow. Do you ever grow outside? And I will say he forgot the W, and I thought he said ever go outside. But yeah, do you ever grow outside? Do you have any resources to help you figure out the exact time to plant outside and their specific coordinates?
Well, Chad Westport said STD Grambo. That stands for suck this D. Come on, get in there. I'm STD proof, baby. I'm STD proof. I get checked. I go to a men's health clinic and I have a test done every 3 months. I'm slacking on going to get my test. I got to go. Jay Meister says during winter, I don't go very outside very much, but you know what I'm going to do? I've after my surgery, I'm feeling great. As some of you guys know, I had hernia surgery from doing jujitsu. I started doing jujitsu last year, and we're doing hip throws. I got this big son of a bitch on my back, and fucking damn something. I was like, it didn't hurt. It just kind of felt weird, like ooh, like something just happened in there. And then as the months went on, it got worse and worse. I had this big, fat, weird nodule on my groinal area. And turns out I popped a hernia. And so I got that patched in January. And it took the better part of 2.5 months. They say it's about a 6 week recovery time. But yeah, mine was about 7 to 8 weeks, maybe even 9 weeks. And I'm finally feeling better. I ballooned up, you guys. I gained 30 pounds, 30 pounds. This is what Uber Eats and the best Italian restaurant in Denver will do to you. Oh man, they got these garlic cheese curds, fucking phenomenal. So good. So I'm going to be going outside as soon as this stream's over. I'm going to do the post-show after party with all you members. And then I'm going to go. I try to get at least 3 mile a walk jog in. I used to do 5 miles with a 20-pound weighted vest when I was in my prime last year before the hernia. I was feeling good. And so I'm going to be going outside after this stream. I wasn't feeling good. As I said, been having some problems this week. Some emotional turmoil was thrusted upon my existence. And I have a saying, if you're going to be depressed in the bed, go be depressed walking, you fucking fat bastard. Go get out of the house, get some fresh air. I went up on the roof. There's a nice patio on my apartment roof, and I went and got some sun on my face today. So I'm feeling good. The thing is, the entire time, so back in the Iowa days, there's just, unless you're going to do guerrilla growing, there is no growing outside. That's you're going to federal pound me in the ass prison. That ain't happening out there. So I moved to Denver, and it's not that it's frowned upon, but man, it's tough with the laws here, the smell laws. Like they give you can grow 12 plants indoors here. You can technically grow them outdoors as well. But as Scotty Real will tell you, code enforcement shows up, and it's not the police, but it's people that can put the hurt on you. And so I've never gotten a chance to actually grow outside. And now I live in an apartment. I just don't know when in my young adult, am I a young adult at 42? I feel young, but maybe by the time I'm 50 or so, I'll be able to have a property somewhere out where I'll be able to get it. But man, my first introduction to it was hanging out with the Mendo Dope crew. Shout out to the Mendo Dope guys. Awesome hip hop group and awesome growers. And man, they're growing these 12, 15 foot trees out there. And it was just like, man, I'd give anything to be able to do it. But no, I never have. I've done the thing where I've dragged unhealthy plants out in the sun to try to reinvigorate them. There's some we'll say it bro science. I don't know how much actual science it is, but the bro science, I'm a believer in bro science. As Andrew Huberman says, and Jaron just loves this term, they call it anecdata. It's not just an anecdote, it's anecdata. You did it and you had results. This is why, knowing Turpicana Kyle, I have the chutzpah to go against some of the logic of what Dr. Bugbee will say. Dr. Bugbee says UV doesn't do anything. And I go, hey man, I get the science that you're doing says it doesn't, but all this anecdata from my friend, I'm literally looking at these plants before UV. They were one thing, and after UV, they're another. I work for a company with the Jug Dealers that sells these UV lights all over the country, and margins are thin, man. And so, if people are seeing results and they're willing to put money into their grow that technically shouldn't be there, if they weren't seeing the results from UV, they wouldn't be doing it. And so anecdata goes a long way. And so, yeah, I took them outside. I didn't personally see that they were recharged or anything. I don't know. Have you ever played with any of that, Chonky? You ever grown outside? You see anything? The reinvigoration of indoor plants?
I'm actually a big outside grower. I am lucky in Vermont. I can grow 6 plants flowering and 18 total. So I can have 12 in veg and 6 in flower. So then I'm a caregiver for 2 people. So that triples my plant count. So I'm a 54 plant outside grower. So one thing I wanted to mention in the chat from Yellow Shoes 401, they said that to ask your local grow store, which would be awesome. That is awesome advice. I suggest go to your local grow store. That's probably your best source of information if you have one. Unfortunately, my latest hydro store closed about a year ago, so my nearest grow store is about, I don't know, 2-3 hours away.
Wow.
I also, for myself, I go by, again, read the graph, read the flowers. Most most genetics will have their flowering time on the package unless they're a tester. And if they don't have that flowering time, make sure and get it. And another little piece of advice, grab your genetics from the breeder themselves. Chad Westport, Rasta Jeff from Our Genetics. If you buy anything from Rasta Jeff, you can get on his Discord. He's there almost every night. You can ask him a question. Boneyard, Mr. Toad, he's on YouTube all day, every day. You can get right on StreamYard with him and ask him questions about his genetics. It's awesome. So again, you say a lot about genetics, and it's true. I mean, know where you get your genetics from, and if you can get your genetics from somebody you can talk to, I highly recommend. But for me, I look at flowering time for my outdoor grow. I know that at the end of July and beginning of August is when they're going to start pre-flowering, and about mid-August they're going to start flowering on me. So for myself in Vermont, I start counting flowering time as week 2 in August, and then count back from there. I also know that I'm going to get drenched in October in the morning with dew and rain. So I want something on like Three's Genetics, our friend JLS Monster. He awesome bro. He sent me a nice little package that includes some of his rainbow moose that I'm going to be putting outside. And that's a 45 to 55 day plant. So I look for plants that are shorter flowering. So that way I grow shorter flowering plants outside and then longer flowering plants inside.
Oh man, that's it. Chonky, we did it. We fucking not only we smashed an hour and 20, bro.
Wow, an hour and 20. I didn't pay any attention to the time, my friend.
Crazy. And there's been almost 300 strong with us. That's amazing. We capped out about 312. I crossed 300 for the first time a week or two ago. And so the fact that 300 people hang out with me every Sunday, like I said,
Yes,
you saw me 2 hours ago, I was a big lump. I was literally sitting looking at myself in the camera as I was waiting for Chonky to come in. I was literally like, dude, you look like a dead fit. Like if I saw me on a bench, my first question would be like, bro, you all right? And so I feel way, 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 way better. And I even inspired myself. If you're going to, I was feeling depressed today. And I said, 2020, I taught myself editing, taught myself filmmaking, taught myself 3D animation. What am I going to do? I'm going to throw myself into some education. I'm going to turn on an audiobook and I'm going to go for a jog tonight, Chonky.
There you go, sir. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, thank you, my friend. So let's see here. I pulled up next week we're going to be doing the Missouri trip over there at the Conway Farms. I pulled up their Instagram instead of yours. So let's show yours real quick. Chunky Nugs over on Instagram. You can find them on Discord, but Instagram is usually the easiest place to find me too. Follow me at Josh Grambo. If you don't follow me. It helps me out a lot over there. It helps me with comedy. You know, one day I told all the GramFam, PJ Johnson got into the new faces, like final round. I was like, go give love to PJ. And like 30, 40 of you guys went over to PJ's Instagram and gave him love. He DMs me. He goes, what, you got a cult now?
He said the same thing to me. So when I met him, he's like, I saw you in the cult. I'm like, what cult? He's like, the Grambo cult. I'm like, yes, that was me. We did a PJ Johnson love bomb.
That's amazing. There's a few people in this world that I would not be here. It's David Hannon, PJ Johnson, and Scotty Reel. If it wasn't for those 3 men, you all would not really know my name. I'd just be a broke comedian trying to grind the world. David Hannon gave me my first computer. PJ Johnson gave me my first chance on the road, and Scotty Reel gave me my first chance to produce a real show in front of everybody. So this was a great one. I thought this was going to be like a phone it in, like we're going to do it. And this ended up, I feel like this was a great one, Chonky. We gave a lot of good info. You gave a lot of good info. Thanks for fucking giving all your insights. I don't know shit about outdoor and organic. So thanks for filling in the gaps.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. I just want to give a few more shout outs just real quick. I know I shouted out Mailman earlier, but Mailman, he's an extremely, extremely generous man. I am now a proud owner of a JR Token Cherry Paloma cup because of him. So thank you so much, Mailman. I do really appreciate you. So anybody who doesn't know Mailman, go shout him out. Go see him on Instagram. Chad Westport actually just dropped some new soil. on the Kiss Organics website. You can grow like Chad. You can buy his soil and buy his seeds and follow his SOPs. So if you want to grow like Chad, you have everything right there. You find me on the 2B Blunt podcast, the Tropicana VIP group. As you said earlier, Tropicana Kyle is full of knowledge. He actually explained a few things to me, and I just, out of nowhere, I'm learning so much from a synthetic grower, even though he does grow organically and outside in the greenhouses. But yeah, so shout out to everybody. And if you ever need to get a hold of any of those people I just mentioned, let me know. I can hook you up and get you to the right people.
My man. And we'll throw a shout out to Raider Dank Vader. While you guys are here at the Cup, I believe he'll be hanging out and making pizza, but he chased his dream. He left his home state and he came to Fort Collins, Colorado to chase his dream. He's an amazing, amazing pizza maker, legit. And it's called Fuego Pizza in Fort Collins, Colorado. And man, go there if you're in Fort Collins. I can't recommend it enough. He literally, I don't eat certain kinds of pizza, and I was tasting some stuff that I normally wouldn't eat, and I was like, oh, Tuscan pizza. Oh yeah, let's get it. It was delicious. So it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. And I'll see you I'm sure I'll see you before you hung out with the Jug Dealers when they came to Vermont. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I've got pictures of me and the Jug Dealers hotboxing my truck. Never thought on a Wednesday morning, on Wednesday night, I was going to be hotboxing the Jug Dealers. Yeah, I got the pleasure to meet Jaron as well, Kind Bill. Again, this family, they brought me upstairs into a VIP area, sat me at a kitchen table, and we hung out like we're just hanging around the kitchen table. So it was quite a night.
Here's the secret about Dude Grows, Chad Westport, Jug Dealers. We're just stoners that turn cameras on. We're just good at talking into cameras. We're sociopaths that have no fear of talking in front of large groups of people. We're just normal people. It's awesome.
Yeah. So I used to be terrified of the camera. Like I would get anxiety so bad I couldn't even speak. And now it's after I think I've talked to you quite a bit in the background, talking about my anxiety and like the cool kids, and you're like, no, nobody here is the cool kid. We're just regular people with a microphone. So shout out to you and all your advice. You're the one that actually popped into my DMs and said, stop posting that on Instagram when you get reported. You're gonna eat it from the terms of service. So thank you for looking out.
Yes, it's one of those things, man. I get paid to read. I run Instagram for everyone. That I'm Jug Dealers on Instagram, so I'll get DMs to me and to Jug Dealers, and I go, "Hey, it's Grambo again." Don't. I'm Jug Dealers. I'm Josh Grambo. I'm Grambo Grows. It's an awesome family, and I'm proud to have you in the GramFam, Chunky Nugs. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you, my friend. I will see you in the after show. Cheers, everybody. Good night. I'll see everybody at the GramBorg in the after show in a little bit.
My man, appreciate you endlessly, guys. That's it. And my man Cannabis Vibe popped in. He is an awesome guy. Cannabis Vibe Studios, I believe, on YouTube. THC for everything on Instagram. And you got to change your name, Cannabis Vibe. We all know you as Cannabis Vibe. People are like, where do I find the guy that made your theme song? I go THC for everything. You need to change it to Cannabis Vibe, my son of a bitch. So thank you guys so much. Thank you once again, all the gift subs. Cody Whittaker, LJ Jones, another old fart. Welcome, Tyler. CLTV, thank you so much for the love, brother. I endlessly appreciate you guys. And like I always say, nothing but good vibes up in here. Grambo Grows. We'll see you all week. I put out 6 pieces of content a week. I'll see you on one of them. Until.
We're dropping knowledge on